Good morning, Kingdom family. It is 4:15 in the morning, and I would like to read this to you. It's called uh, Day 12, and today's December 12th. Develop your friendship with God. God offers his friendship to the godly. That's Proverbs 3:23 from the New Living Testament. And Jesus, friend of sinners. That's Matthew 11:19 in the NIV. If you want a deeper, more intimate connection with God, you must learn to honestly share your feelings with him. Draw close to God, and God will draw close to you. James 4:8, the New Living Testament. Now, this is God talking to Jacob's friends, okay? You haven't been honest either with me or about me, not the way my friend Job has. My friend Job will now pray for you, and I will accept his prayer. Job 42:7, and that's called The Message. And Jesus would pray for him too, wouldn't he? So, when he was writing in the sand, which is actually like the first iPod because glass comes from sand, and he was drawing an infinity symbol. And they were going to stone the woman, and Jesus stood up and said, "Who are your accusers?" Because they all left. She was the only one standing there. And he said, "I forgive you. You can go." Moses was honest with God about his frustration over leading the Israelites. "Look, you tell me lead this people, but you don't let me know whom you're going to send with me. If I'm so special to you, let me in on your plans. Don't forget, this is your people, your responsibility. If your presence doesn't take the lead here, call the trip off right now. How else will I know that you're with me in this? With me and your people. Are you traveling with us or not?" God said to Moses. "All right, just as you say, this also I will do, for I know you well, and you are special to me." And that was Exodus 33:12 through 17, and that's The Message. I pour out my complaints before God and tell him all my troubles, for I am overwhelmed. Psalms 142, and that's verse 3:2-2. That's the New Living Testament. You must trust God when he asks you to do something. Jesus said, "You are my friends if you do what I command." That's John 15:14 in the NIV. Excuse me. Jesus said, "I have loved you even as the Father has loved you. Remain in my love. When you obey me, you remain in my love, just as I obey my Father and remain in his love. I have told you this so that you will be filled with joy. Yes, your joy will overflow." And that's John 15:9-11, the New Living Testament. What pleases the Lord more? Burnt offerings and sacrifices, or obedience? It is better to obey God than to offer a sacrifice. 1 Samuel 15:22, and that's NCV, which I've never heard of, so I think that would be cool to check that one out. Jesus is our example as a person who was obedient to please God. Jesus went back to Nazareth with his parents and lived obediently with them. Luke 2:51, The Message. God spoke from heaven, "This is my beloved Son, and I am fully pleased with him." And that's Matthew 3:17, the New Living Testament. To be a friend of God, you also need to learn to care about what he cares about. Paul is the best example of this. God's agenda was his agenda, and God's passion was his. The thing that has me so upset is that I care about you so much. This is the passion of God burning inside of me. 2 Corinthians 11:2. That's The Message. And David felt the same way. Passion for your house, Lord, burns within me. So those who insult you are also insulting me. And that's Psalms 69:9, the New Living Testament. Cool, I've got a couple more. Hey, Simpson. When friendship with God will also develop when you learn to desire his friendship more than anything else. The thing I seek most of all is the privilege of meditating in God's temple, living in his presence every day of my life, delighting in his incomparable perfections and glory. Psalms 27:4. LB, that's the Living Bible. What up? Your love, Lord, means more than life to me. And that's Psalms 63:3, and that's the CEV. I will not let you go unless you bless me, Lord. Genesis 32:26, and my determined purpose is that I may know Christ, that I may progressively become more deeply and intimately acquainted with him, perceiving and recognizing and understanding the wonders of his person more strongly and more clearly. Philippians 3:10, and that's the Amplified version. When you get serious about finding me and want it more than anything else, I'll make sure you won't be disappointed. God decree. Jeremiah 29:13. The Message. This is nothing, absolutely nothing more important than developing a friendship with God. Some of these people have missed the most important thing in life. I wonder what that is. They don't know God. 1 Timothy. Okay, one more time. 1 Timothy 6:21, Living Bible. And that's the end. And then we'll see what happens with day 13. So, I love y'all. Have a beautiful day today. And I will put my Pandora list on and do a shuffle and see what we get. Later, Gators.